Hi. So yeah, I was thinking that I can call myself the disc golf guy because I'm only dealing with disc golf nowadays, but disc golf guy is here actually, so yeah. So we were speaking about the roles then. Yeah, my main job is actually managing Kristin Tattar, Kristin Tattar, like she prefers. Everyone else is saying Kristin Tattar. And then yeah, I would say that during the summertime, I don't know, 50% of my time goes to this festival, but otherwise I'm working full time for Kristin. And I will be speaking briefly about what we are doing, how we see disc golf, what's the collaboration with different kind of sponsors, and then showing how we rebranded Kristin. So the first thing I need to speak about is how we as a team think about disc golf. We view it as a like closed circle, which means that everyone inside of the circle think that disc golf is really cool. Everyone knows about it. It's amazing. It's awesome to view and so forth. But pretty much everyone outside of disc golf is like, what is this? Weird thing. You have those animal feeding baskets in the woods. Some I don't know, weird looking hippies throwing some frisbees in the woods and so forth. So what our aim is to like burst the bubble or to step out of the circle with mainly how we approach sponsors and also what we do in terms of like marketing things. So let's quickly show some of Kristin's sponsors. So basically, when we started, we figured out that we should take or map the sponsors that actually would drive the sports around the world. So I think the most famous deal is Porsche. So I think when Kristin went to the States for the first time this year, the first question that was asked him in this press conference was, "Did you come with a Porsche? Where's your Porsche?" So it's a pretty cool thing to get the coverage for our sponsor, and yeah, basically we mapped like a lot of different fields of sponsors and basically started thinking about things in a way that I don't know, if the current Estonian champion drives a Peugeot, should Kristin drive a Kia, or should Kristin drive a Renault, or what's her status actually? So and then we figured out that okay, maybe it's not Lamborghini, but maybe it's a Porsche. So we started going from pretty much from up to down, and luckily Porsche was willing to join in. Is really happy with the collaboration, and we did the same things with the other partners as well. So I would say that someone actually asked me this question yesterday, that how many of the current Kristin sponsors are the ones that have approached us. Then I think the pretty much only one is Latitude. Back in the days, I don't know, Seth and Johannes probably know the year, 2017 or 18 or something like that. Everyone else that's sponsoring or supporting Kristin is actually worked in a way that we have approached them with a clear plan. Either it's the thing that, I don't know, we need a car, it needs to be this, and this is what we can offer, or those things are something that Kristin already uses. So for instance, we have this supplements company called EDGF. They produce vitamins and stuff like that. So Kristin already used it, which means that it's really easy to say to them that, hey guys, you have this superstar in Estonia that gets a lot of media coverage. So as Silvergrit was speaking, that Kristin is the number 2 most clicked athlete in Estonia after Ott Tänak. And yeah, so this is pretty much how we think about disc golf in general, so that every new deal pushes the boundaries. so that it also helps to grow the sport, not only for the benefit Kristin only. So then the second part is that when we started, I would say Kristin still had a really strong brand, but she didn't have like a good system for it. And what I mean by it is that there's a cool saying that a brand is what someone is saying about you when you leave the room. So if we think about that, then pretty much everyone is praising Kristin when she leaves the room. She is a wonderful person and so forth. But all the other like marketing activities, or I don't know, merch or website or I don't know, tons of different activities didn't have like a clear system how we should approach it. So we actually hired or collaborated with an award-winning design agency called Neway, who's actually supporting this event as well. They have produced a lot of materials for this event, and we basically started from the scratch with them. Forgot kind of everything that Kristin had before. So even the famous wolf stamp is not a really big thing anymore. Yeah, Latitude guys are there. Okay, we have a new logic how we do things, and the main thing why we started doing it is because we found out pretty quickly when we started working together that we always had these moments when there was on the table there was option A and option B, and we were just arguing constantly that let's do this, let's do that. Should we do this or should we do that? Which meant that actually we didn't have a clear system or clear like fundamentals in place. So now when we started the process, the idea was that when we have finished it, then yes, we have a lot of like visually cool materials that we can work. We have a new logo, we have animation, stuff like that. But this brand should always help us to answer the questions: should we choose option A or should we choose option B? And I will show you the rebranding procedure now. So enjoy.
I'm Kristin Tattar. I'm a two-time world champion, and I'm here because it's time for a new chapter. I feel like I've never really put too much thought into my personal brand, but in the light of my last couple of years' success, I feel like there's this longing for a personal brand. So I thought I need to have this wholesome approach, and that's how I ended up here. Neway is an award-winning Estonian agency, and my new manager has been actually working with them, and he has had some really successful projects with them, so that really deepened my trust and confidence going into this journey with them.
Excitement, absolute excitement. She has such a strong personality and is such a determined and driven and passionate woman, an absolute superstar in the world of sports, and the reigning queen of disc golf, who is from Estonia. So we take great pride and joy in it. And yeah, for us it was an absolute joy to find out that she wants to collaborate with us. The main challenge for us is actually to understand what goals Kristin has, what are her challenges, and how we can aid her and in a way guide her to overcome those challenges. And once she has achieved all of her goals and overcome those challenges and is happy with the outcome, then we as an agency, as designers, as strategic thinkers, then we are happy as well. Symbols possess the extraordinary ability to encapsulate the essence of one's identity and values. Each chosen symbol holds profound meaning for Kristin and represents her story and vision. Heron, heather, lotus flower, disc golf, and triangles create the cornerstone of a cohesive brand narrative. The heron stands at the center of Kristin's visual identity. Its hunting style shares similar characteristics with the essence of disc golf. Common themes of patience, determination, and grace are prevalent. The logo embraces characteristics from both disc golf and the heron's hunting style, translating them into visual cues embedded in the design, thus creating a distinctive K that stands for Kristin. When you think about it, a bird can't really leave much else behind than feathers. The motif of two feathers comes from Kristin's logo mark and acts as one of the graphic elements. Another graphic element in Kristin's visual narrative is the lotus flower. Its abstract and geometric form revolves around two triangles, which, in turn, can symbolize different concepts. The flower originates actually from the white space between the K logo mark and its reflection. So when we see the pattern, the first thing is obviously this letter K, but the lotus is always a subtle part of the pattern, even though never highlighted as such.
I'm really happy how Neway captured my essence in the visual concept. My brand holds a lot of important symbols to me in it, and I'm so happy to share this with the world.
So yeah, this was the story, how we graded it, and basically the end result is that now we strategically know what and how we are constantly doing. We have a pretty long roadmap ahead. I don't know how to use some certain elements, I don't know what to do with this this pattern, for instance. We are now looking into designing clothes. So you might expect pretty cool things coming soon. I think Kristin and Silver actually have their own vendor village spot here as well, and I know that Kristin has some cool new stuff that we haven't launched to the world yet. So make sure to go by tomorrow. And yeah, there have been pretty many new discs as well, featuring already the heron stamp. So yeah, yeah, the website as well. So Kristin now has a website and online shop, so everyone can now easily order Kristin's merch, some special discs as well, and also we are keeping some media things on it. Kristin, there's a journal for Kristin there, and yeah, so that's about it from my side. Questions?
Is it Porsche Macan only because you can drive a 911 to the disc golf course?
Sorry, can you go in?
Is it Porsche Macan just because you can drive a 911 to the disc golf course?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have a question. When do you think is the moment when a player should actually start thinking about his brand? Is it once you get some sort of accomplishment in your career, or can you actually start earlier? And what are the core basics to, let's start off with? Let's say a player is not that memorable and he's just working his way up the career, and so where's the basic that actually everybody should start off with?
Yeah, really good question, and I definitely don't have like the correct answer. So I think it really depends on the player. I've had these discussions with some younger Estonian players as well, that I don't know, that don't have maybe some kind of charisma, and they are asking that, what should I do now? So you have to like find the way, your way. I mean. You can't be that, for instance, let's take a young Estonian player who plays good and now he starts acting like a star or doing something that he's not, that doesn't work. But if you think about like the visual things, then I would say that you don't have to invest a lot of money to actually create like a smaller version of a brand. I mean, like logos, some symbols, maybe some narratives, some storylines, and so forth. So if you're creative, if you know how to work with some freelancers, you can do it pretty easily, and this definitely helps you to also make like the right choices if you have the version A or version B on the table. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but.
I would add a note on that. In many of our conversations about the broadcasting, we insist a lot on the fact that having that emotional engagement with the players increases a lot the value of the broadcast. When I see a competition, I was talking with Poland, they're doing a great job on Disc Golf Media Polska, the Polish Championship, and I was watching the championship, great production, but as I told him, at the end of the day, I don't know any of the 4 players. So I don't care who wins, because they are good players, but if I see the Estonian championships, I can cheer for Roland Kur, or for silver, or for whomever. But building those characters that people get hooked to by one thing or for other, but having that emotional engagement is extremely important so that people get engaged with our sport. The other end of the spectrum is the football, that people want their team to win, even if it's a bad match, but that emotional engagement is extreme, no? But I feel that it's very important, this role on building those characters, so I can cheer for Igel, Ricky, Niklas, whomever.
From top competition to the new players, from supporting women to funding new courses. PDGA Europe is much more than competition. Visit pdga.com/join and grow the sport.
Do you foresee yourself trying to manage additional players, or do you feel like Kristin and everything that she has going on, is that going to be more than enough work for you, or would you like to, branch out and have a number of players?
Well, last time when we spoke about it, then Kristin said that he likes to keep me to herself, so that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't thought about it. So currently we are working together, and it's a full-time job, and so I don't have any. Well, I need to quit this organization then.
To be honest, yeah, about the players, like when I started, I saw that a player sponsorship is a big deal. Thanks to Ralph and me, then Matthias didn't play disc golf. We started sponsoring all the players that are right now on top. The first deal with Latitude was also made with Kristin, with me and David Berglund. I told him that I have a really decent player from Pärnu, mostly skiing, plays for Prodigy. We need her to Latitude. She's gonna be great. It was like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. So it was this way that I have seen all the evolution of Estonian disc golf professional side. There were like I told, 60 players. Now 3-4 of them are quite top. And for me, the sad part is that if I look at the disc golf pro elite players, then the professionalism is so low. It's so low that it's sad. And the first time I see something changing is Matthias. The way how he handles Kristin, how everything is planned. Of course, Kristin is a good example to do so. But overall, like here, we are organizing this event. We offered most of the top players the opportunity to be present, to sell their stuff, all that. They didn't want to use it. So for me, if a player wants to succeed or be present in a marketing way, then there are so many easy steps because you stand out of everything else, everybody else, I mean. So it's, again, the results are not always the number one thing. So if you have the personality, the wish, the know-how is there, go and do it. For example, Ricky is a good friend of mine, came yesterday and said that, hi, I want to do videos on your tent. I want to sign after every round autograms for the Estonian fans, and I don't want anything about it. Just can I come today before the training round and make pictures of the discs that you sell from Dynamic? I want to sign them, and after the round, you can push it out at autographs and photos. So, a really simple thing. Or like Matthias does, the cards, Kristin Tattar picture cards, like no-brainer for me. And I don't see them out. So if you are like a top player, then there is like a to-do list of 10 things. If you do these things, then you're already 5 steps ahead of others. And that's how I see it.
And excuse me if this is too personal of a question, but regarding salary, compensation, whatever, do you work in a sense that there's a commission or additional commission? Can you make more money based on deals that you align with her, or do you guys have a set salary that she's paying you regardless of how it goes? How does that? Because I feel like you'd want to be more incentivized if you have some form of a commission to go out and get her additional deals that she wants to align with.
We have a pretty simple logic. So there's a base salary and there's some kind of commission logic. So it's usually works in the sports management world. So yeah.
So I've been thinking about this while everyone's been talking, but marketability, a lot of things that you hear is around personality. And the loudest personalities are often the ones who people perceive to be the easiest that are marketed or that make sales numbers go high or whatever. I find Kristin's personality to be very even-keeled. And it's very attractive to a lot of people for that reason specifically. And as we were going through a lot of what you were presenting, the marketing resources are very true to her character. And so I guess my question is surrounding character versus the loudness or quietness of one's personality, and then how that integrates into some of what you guys have built around Kristin and around the brand.
Well, yeah, I think we all know that she is a really humble and sincere person, and these are her core values. So there's no point of me as a marketing guy to say her that now we're turning this around and you will be Ricky from now on. So that won't work. As you mentioned, the brand also holds all the symbols are actually the symbols that she wrote down to the agency. She showed that, hey, I have this thing with the herons. Every time I see a heron, I don't know, something happens in me. I take a photo, I draw the herons, I don't know, some triangles and stuff like that. So this is all her. And the other side is probably the media part. So I think I'm not joking if I'm saying that I have turned, let's say, hundreds and hundreds of interviews, said no to them, because I know that Kristin doesn't want to do that. She does some interviews. Usually, the basic rule is that she is ready to do anything after the rounds, But for instance, like podcasts, Estonian media is going crazy, especially this week. Constant calls. Hey, come to this show. We are ready to pick you up. Come to the radio. Come to the TV. Blah 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 blah. So, and I'm not even asking her because I know that she won't go there. It's not her. It doesn't work in a way. On one part, it makes me sad because as an event organizer, getting Kristin to the national TV will bring us a lot of attentions. But this is the part where I need to wear like different hats. So if I don't know, the public broadcasting is calling me, hey, there's a car waiting for Kristin, come now, then I have to wear the Kristin hat and say, nope, let's maybe Albert works for you. So, for instance, on Monday, Albert was actually going to 2 radio stations because they were asking Kristin. I turned them down, and I said, but hey, I have Albert here. So yeah, I don't know, let's say you need to know your client in and out. So yeah, this is how we work.
Yeah, it's weird because the field is full and Albert was the only one who came and asked, like, what are my options to be present, to be promoted, like. The only player of the whole field just ask one question, how to be present, what are my options? Like, we can send any American players to the national TV tomorrow, whatever time, but nobody even like thought of it, like to ask. So, because we did so much pre-work for the Superstar Challenge, Matthias put, I don't know, 100 hours underneath it to get the acceptance of the players that come and play. Yesterday there were a couple of dropouts on the 2 hours before the event when we had to change all the visuals, everything. It was like, Matthias can tell about it. So it's again like yesterday's event was meant for players, for promoting them. Of course for us as well, but it was so hard to convince the players that we are doing this kind of event. Do you want to participate? Matthias can tell about it a bit more.
Yeah. Well, let's say there's many fun stories. My favorite is when I saw that Simon Lizotte was not registered for our event. I think it was back in March or something. Then I tried to find his contact, found an Estonian disc golf player who plays for MVP, asked for his number, then called him, then arranged an online call. He was like, really, I don't know. Then we got on the call, and then I knew that I have like, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe to convince him. So basically during the call, he took him off from Croc Hall and signed up for our event because I did my homework. I searched for some pictures when he was here at 2017, then showed the last year's case study things, introduced him to this plan that we have, and yeah, like 2 minutes later, he was like, this is great. I'm just sorry Croc Hall, but I'm in Estonia. So yeah, this is the work or the hours that we have put in to make this event great.
And with one guest, the dude was all over Estonia in billboards with Chase Idiko, Kristin and Simon Lizotte. Yeah. So it was like
headliners,
outdoor banners to bus stations to LED screens. I don't know, 100 plus.
360 outdoor banners across Estonia on the streets.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe!
There was a question before, how to start. Another question is when to start. No, when to start. Maybe that if you're talking about age, maybe it's too early at some point. Or, for example, okay, there's a boy, 15, I don't know, 14, 13 years old. Maybe if he starts now, maybe there is a possibility to burn out. Maybe there's some scientific studies or something like that.
I don't know, what's the question actually?
When is maybe if it's too early, or maybe it's a perfect age to start.
Yeah, with disc golf or with branding or what?
Yeah, with branding, of course. With branding.
Okay.
We are talking about branding.
I don't know.
Or maybe not only branding, but like thinking about
Strategic,
future too much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think disc golf is like one of the few sports in world right now where you could, I don't know, go from zero to hero in like few years. I don't know. Let's take, I don't know, basketball, or let's take tennis, or let's take golf. Never gonna happen. But in disc golf, we even have the players, like Mauri, for instance, or some other players that I think started like 3 years ago, and now they are, okay, they aren't at the top yet, but they are close to the top. So I think this fact gives you a lot of opportunities. So when you see that you are actually willing to put in the work, you see that the results are coming in, I don't know, you see that you are getting some attention. Let's take the Daniel Mehinen, who is the, I don't know, what's the division, MJ12 world champion. I don't know, if you're already that good, maybe if you had the support from your family as well, maybe you can already start thinking about why not. There's no age limit for strategic work, so yeah.
I think the easiest way is to ask people, because disc golf community is so strong in this way that the information is there. But yeah, for me it's hard to understand why people don't ask. For example, if you have like a 12 or 13-year-old Latvian player that has the potential, then write me. I can give you 10 tips what I would do. It was the same, like, I don't know, 1.5 years ago when Tarmo Laiksoo is a street team captain of Prodigy, and Lasse Paju called me and said that I want to expand the Estonian team, suggest me 4 players. So we put the heads together, suggested Kaidi Alsalu, Mauri Vilman, Henar Ruudna, and then Mauri's younger brother. Fast forward, a year later, Mauri won everything in Europe last year that was there to win. So it's quite simple. So there are options. So
in PDGA Europe, we have just started a couple of weeks ago a series of posts once a week about the upcoming young talents. In FPO, it's Ida Letomaki, Ida Milanese, Kristina Jurishova, all those 12 to 18 years old upcoming stars. We're going to continue with the MPO, but it's true that it's becoming a norm that a 15, 16 years old guy can get into a lead card on an international event. So.
And I think the form of sponsorship is also changing, right? Because most of the brands we distribute in the Baltics, and I'm greatly connected to most of the brands. So I think the vision that the manufacturer has to sponsor a player this way, like the system is right now, is wrong. It worked to a certain period. The player thinks that if I'm not sponsored by manufacturer, then there is like no future. I think the budget and everything is changing. Manufacturer doesn't have to sponsor a player this way that the salary comes there. Like, I think the manufacturer's sponsorship should be one part of it. Like Matthias is doing, a player has to have 5, 6, 7 different sponsors, doing marketing job to sell merch, all that. So I predicted in 5 years or so, most of the players that don't brand themselves in a certain way will be mixed bag players with not these sponsor packages that there were. So I think the sponsorship part is also changing, and the COVID time overpayment is over. I think these times won't come back this way. So what I have told most of the manufacturers, I see that if you want to invest into something, then invest into growth and not only players, but different other outside disc golf related people that really grow the sport in a certain countries. For example, right now there was like a fight against the manufacturers at COVID time where everybody started bidding over, and the offers were insane. And then in Europe we talk about Slovakia, I don't know, Poland, that these countries have the potential to grow, but the manufacturers are not pushing any money into these countries, or the only pushment is just giving out some discs. Then I think that's wrong. I think that we have to find the promoters in each country, teach them how the things work here, change the concept a bit, like, for example, in Poland or Austria, what works there, and at the end, we make money for the manufacturers because you sell discs there. So if you want the players' growth, like in Austria, for example, then I think that the key part is not sponsoring a player, but to sponsor, I don't know, the growth of sport people. The guys that do the weeklies install baskets, because a good friend of mine is Joey Demali, who helped the Paul Macbeth Foundation in Africa. And these are so minor things that they are doing there just to get the baskets out. So if you compare to this, we know the contracts like Wysocki earning $1 million, for example. The incredible, think of how many baskets we could buy for that $1 million if you don't sponsor Wysocki. Wysocki is a good friend. I don't want anything bad for him. And think how it would grow. Like if you put the baskets down, then eventually there will be players. There will be if you do it right way. Of course, everything doesn't work, but I think the sport itself and the concept is changing.
I'm going to jump in there just for a second. I'm Shane. I work for Paul Macbeth Foundation, so I've been working about a year there, and you gave me an intro, so I just want to say quickly on Joey's point about Uganda. Just this past weekend, 148 juniors competed in their first annual juniors national championships, which I think we could probably ask the PDGA guys, but we were talking amongst our organization. I think that's the second largest juniors event worldwide outside of the national championships, or the world championship, sorry. And so just saying that, yeah, the foundational work that's being done to install baskets and the ongoing work to sustain that is very low in cost and electric in terms of what is coming out of that. And so I appreciate you mentioning that, but I just wanted to kind of give some numbers to validate what you're saying and the work that Joey and Paul and others have been doing.